It has been way too long. It has been way too long, brother.
Oh, man, it's such a good feeling to have football back. We were just talking about that warm, cozy, comfortable feeling of football hugging you.
That warm, comfortable hug of knowing we're going to have American food. We're going to have sports on the TV, people coming over, prop bets in the queue.
Man, I was thinking about those Sundays we used to have in Toronto, whether it was at your place or my place. This is a long, long time ago now. And it would just be like so hungover from the night before, wake up, get some food, just sit on the couch and watch football all day long. Remember the Super Bowls as well at my place? And
I do. And you know what? We can continue that legacy right here through the show.
That's it.
Hey, this is a big year. This is a real big year for us, for football. I feel like there are more people into doing this than there ever have been.
Yeah.
And we are here to light the torch and walk the way and teach you how we exploit all of these lines and we use our gut to work with stats to bring you fun on Sundays.
And I'll let you get into that in a second, but man, there's some pretty good week one games here that I'm very excited for. And dare I say, my matchup for the week, I think you're going to be pretty upset when I tell you what it is, which one it is. But there's some solid matchups here, so I'm keen to get into it.
If you say that the Cleveland Browns are going to beat the Bengals here, if you think for a second that Joe Flacco is going to have anything to do with taking down Joe Burrow, it's a battle of the Joes. One of them is a pro and one of them is a Joe.
In Cincinnati years gone by, I probably would have told you, the Browns are a shot here. The one difference there, though, is that Joe Burrow is not injured, finally, in a preseason going into September. So I'm feeling good. I feel like the tide's going to turn on the Bengals for once.
You know what? This feels like their year, but I say this every year. So what the heck do I know? Anyway, for those of you that are new here, I'm a Bengals fan. John just loves stats. He loves football. I'm a Bengals fan. Die hard, though.
Man, don't forget to say our Seahawks. I'm still...
Yeah, I mean...
It's going to be a tough season.
I left it out because, what really do you have to like about the Seahawks this year, John?
Dude, plenty. Mike McDonald's awesome. Our defense is good. Leonard Williams is sick. Devin Witherspoon's sick. We've got a lot of good pieces,
I've also seen you rock a Chargers uniform. You're a Justin Herbert fan. You just love the game. And you know what? I love that about you, John. You just love football.
True.
And you love stats. So, hey, I want to explain something about what we do here. I think this is probably the most important
if you're a first-time viewer, new viewers.
Yeah. If you're a first-time viewer, we choose to do prop betting only. We are not here picking games. Like, we use how we think the game is going to go to pick the props.
No sides and totals.
No sides and totals, only deep within the game. And when I say deep within the game, I mean deep within the game.
We're combing a lot of numbers here, a lot of options.
Yeah, and I'm not flashy. I don't go for the big names. John likes to take a look at some of the exploitation when the numbers get high on the star players. But myself, I'm not a star player guy. I'm here for one purpose and one purpose only: to have fun on Sundays. You know what makes fun on Sundays? Winning your prop bets, John. Winning them. That is fun.
I haven't even given you the slightest hint on what my bets are, and yet you've already pretty much figured me out.
I mean, we're on our third season. I know you by now.
Season 3.
Season 3, holy moly. Well, now we lost half a season last year. Things got a little intense in both of our camps, but here we are. And now the only thing that's intense in these camps is the fact that we're committed to giving you a full season of content here. So let's just do it. Let's get it going. You know what, John?
Give me some philosophies. Give me some rules that you want to live by this season before we get into it.
Yeah. So what I like to live by is it's essentially this. I take matchups, I look at personnel strategies, offense versus defense, and the likelihood. For example, a team that is going to line up more in two tight end sets
All right.
against a specific type of defense. And you look at that and you say, hey, so Vegas goes ahead and they take a look at past player performances and they take averages off of season statistics. Now, there are instances where a heavy favorite, you'll call it chalk, and that player will be juiced for that
Mm,
week. Or an injury happens and now you've got some juice on the guy that's filling in. But for the most part, my job here is to figure out what feels right based off of the personnel,
mm.
what the team strategy is going into that game, and I do my best to get into that head coach's mind and figure out how the heck are we going to beat the opponent in the game of football. For teams that are playing, not for us, it's about wins and losses. And you've probably done prop betting before, and you get so mad because you're like, this guy's been doing this all season, and this game, he only got 4 yards. Well, guess
Oh
what?
my God.
I'm the guy that's going to tell you when that week is that he's only getting 4 yards. And that's my job. My job is to find the wrinkles and the cracks, and it's to find the strategy that's going into the coordination and to figure out what what the likelihood is going to happen that a player is going to underperform. And I don't like taking unders. Nobody likes taking unders. So I'm not typically. But what I will do is I'll find the player that I believe the ball is going to go to. And
Do
I
you?
think that is a philosophy that is kind of missing in this industry a little bit, where we all like to look at the things that are flashy and we like to take averages of things that have happened and predict that average happening again. I and John like to take stats and make them work for us with our gut, which is why this is the gut check time.
One of our best performing pieces of content from last season was around about week 4, Chicago Bears DeAndre Swift, and everybody had jumped off him. And it was just one of the best things I've ever done was he just needed like 40 yards or something, a minuscule amount and a touchdown. And it was against the Rams at home. And you were just like, this is give me DeAndre, this is the week, give me DeAndre Swift. This is when it's going to happen. And I couldn't believe you were saying that. Everyone was shit canning him. Every news article was saying he might be done. And you're like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I feel good about this. And it was insane. He smashed his targets.
First drive.
Yeah.
First drive hit his
Yeah.
longest rush. First drive, I'm pretty sure he got the 40 in within 2 drives.
Yeah.
And I sat there for the rest of the day. It was 1 o'clock game. So let's just talk about that for an example, because I think that is a very good way to understand this show and to understand my actions and your actions. So the whole world was off of DeAndre Swift. Not a single person on this planet wanted to bet for DeAndre Swift. And I'm going to use one simple thing here that would explain why I chose DeAndre Swift. When you are a man and you are a professional athlete and the whole world is calling you out and you've made it this far to get to the NFL and you have trained your arse off and you just signed a contract and now the whole world is saying, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. Can you, for the life of you, think of a person that is not going to channel the best version of themselves to show up that week and that week alone to shut everybody up? Or are they going to crumble under pressure? So there's two options. And if I'm a betting man, I'm going to take the fact that a man like DeAndre Swift, who's done what he's done in his life, he is going to show up and prove everybody wrong. Does that mean that I was going to take him for the rest of the season? No. It just means that I'm going to strategically take him that week to show up. And you better know that the coach was on the hot seat. And were they going to move on from DeAndre? So if they're having these questions inside of Chicago and they go, hey, send him to the friggin' Wolves. Send him to the Sharks. Give him the ball. Give him the ball 10 more times than we normally would and let this man prove it. Let this man silence the media. And if he doesn't, bang, gonzo. I bet on the fact that you give him 10 more touches, you give him more time, you give him more confidence that week. You say, this plan's around you. Go, boy. Run. He's going to run. And that is how you find the wrinkles. You don't listen to the mainstream media. You find the intellect for the player that is playing the game.
I'm very excited to hear what you've got. Do we want to?
I got another one. I have another one. Let's just go into it.
Let's just get into it.
Look. Can we talk about Breece Hall for a second?
Sure, please. By all means.
What the heck happened to Breece Hall last year, and why is there so much disrespect for this man?
I don't know, man. I'm fine. I'm adjacent to Breece Hall at the moment. I'm okay with it.
So you're like, are you moot about Breece Hall, or are you bullish? What are you?
I'm not. I would say I'm not down on him.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But
the whole world seems to be down on him.
Yeah, the whole world is. Yeah.
The whole world's down on him. And
is this
so
related
much
to your first prop?
Yeah, so much so.
Right,
the world is so
Breece
much
Hall.
so down on Breece Hall right now that I found the lowest line that I could find as soon as they kind of opened.
Yeah.
That Breece Hall was at 40 rushing yards.
Yeah. I've seen this one.
40 rushing yards. With Justin Fields as your quarterback, a guy that they are going to ease into play to try and make sure that they're going to take care of this ball. What is the worst case scenario? John, I'm going to ask you this question, and this should paint a really good picture of how this season is going to go for what we do. John, what is the worst case scenario for the New York Jets and Justin Fields?
Well, it's hard to say what the worst case scenario for them is, because I feel like they live the worst case scenario pretty much every single season. But I would say it's going to be revolving around something about Justin Fields not being able to throw the ball too well, which if anyone has watched the preseason, which sickos like myself did, he's not throwing the ball too well at the moment.
He's not. And the last thing that you want when the bullets start flying is for him to open up the season by throwing more incompletions than completions. If he throws 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, and they lose the game by 2 touchdowns from pick sixes, it will shatter that entire franchise and all of the hope that the franchise has. So what do you think that the game script is going to be going into this game, John?
I think the philosophy for Aaron Glenn, the new head coach of the Jets, he comes from that Detroit the background of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And what did they do? Their power football, old school pound the rock mentality. I think Breece Hall is going to fulfill that David Montgomery role that we've seen for so long. Doesn't mean he's always going to get the every yardage, but I think at this point, Breece Hall's better than David Montgomery, and I think he can do it.
I think Breece Hall is one of the best running backs in the league. And
that's a big call.
The crappy part about his situation is that he hasn't been injuries have kind of plagued it too, and it's been in and out at the wrong times. But I think you give that player the confidence and you hand him the ball more times in a game than you would another game. I firmly believe that those additional times, 1 or 2 is going to pop off. I firmly believe it. And I also believe that Justin Fields, even when he is going to do his scrambles, there's going to be designed read options in this. And some of them are going to be handoffs. And I would not be surprised on that first drive when the team's going back on the film from Justin Fields of his last year, which was a lot of QB option runs, take off. And if the opposing defense, the defensive coordinator, has done his job, he's going to assume that Justin Fields is going to take off more than any other quarterback. And I think he's going to look at it and say, okay, they don't want to throw interceptions. So they're handing the ball off or he's running majority of the time, or it's checkdowns. So cover the tight end. There's a rookie tight end there. It feels like his receptions are probably in play, but more so than that, I think the screen game and the late handoff game. And if I think about Breece Hall and where his talents are, it's when he sets the outside and he gets into full stride. Talk about having to have respect for Justin Fields taking off right around the outside tackle. And if you don't respect that, he's gonzo. He's getting 10 yards on you, snap of a finger. So you have to press that edge. If you're pressing that edge, that means if you have a follow back, which you're gonna, Breece Hall's not leading. He's not laying out the block for Fields. He's going to be an option. Give me 2 or 3 options with Breece Hall. Give me 2 or 3 of those little flips. And that man will surpass 40 yards on one of them. Well, even one run. Like he is going to go yard. And so I feel very confident that Breece Hall gets both the 40 yards to move that line to 50. I don't even care. I do not care. Move it to 50. I'll take it at 40. You're going to give me 40. I'll take it at 40. I'll take Breece Hall at 40, and his longest rush, I don't know what it is, but they're probably going to have it at 12 yards. And if they have that longest rush at 12 yards, I'm going to hammer that. I am going to hammer it, and I'm telling you right now, mark my words. Next week, when we talk about this is Breece Hall is going to have a game.
He's going to have a game. The longest rushing line at the moment I'm looking on Action Network is 13.5 rushing yards. Here's where I fully back this pick.
Thank you.
How many times in the last 10 weeks of last season do you think Breece Hall rushed for under 40 yards? If you had to guess, how many times?
4.
Once.
Okay.
How many times? There you go. Are you at all concerned about Braylon Allen? Just quickly.
No. Well, see, this is where people go nuts. So all off season, everybody talks about Braylon Allen. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic running back. He's going to get more touches than he got last year. Does that mean that your RB1 stops being an RB1? No, Sully, it doesn't.
Sully, how many times did Braylon Allen in the entire season last year, how many times did he get more than 40 yards rushing?
Not many. But they gave him 2.
Twice.
Twice. But so they've been talking about giving him the ball more. I get it. The guy's explosive. Also in the receiving game, Braylon Allen is fantastic because you get a big body like that out in space. He's as shifty as he is for the size that he is. Like that's a power. Like he sheds the first tackle constantly. The guy is fantastic.
Yeah,
and this ain't about Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
This ain't about Braylon Allen. Like this is about Breece Hall.
I bring it up because people are. This is where the fantasy football world collides too far into sports betting, where they're down on Breece Hall because they've been burned from last season. But if you actually look at his numbers from last year, Breece Hall had an awesome season. If he had the stat line of 40 yards rushing last year, which he didn't because it was considered way better, he only would have fallen short of that 4 times in the entire season.
Right. And so now you have to use your brain properly, right? So you had a quarterback that the books were saying, hey, he's going to throw. And so now you're looking at it and you're saying, well, no, man, Justin Fields is going to get all those touches. Braylon Allen's going to get more touches. How about the idea that they run him the same amount and they just add more running plays? How about that idea? How about the idea that it is not Breece Hall gets less work, it's he gets the same work, and this week in particular, gets more work than the typical workload that he's going to get for the remainder of the year.
Yeah.
And only to protect Justin Fields. And once Justin Fields establishes comfort, now my hope is that it's not by the half. My hope is, in this case, all game long he's trying to establish comfort, and he doesn't get into a hot streak. But those checkdowns, honestly, he was at 15 yards receiving. That is like embarrassing for Breece Hall. If I'm Breece Hall, I'm looking at that line. I'm like, they're giving me 40 rushing and they're giving me 15 receiving.
Yeah.
That man has taken 4 catches for 65 yards receiving multiple times in his career.
Yeah.
Multiple. And they're giving him 15 yards receiving and 40 yards rushing. Like that is, if that is not one of the biggest mismatches statistically, especially with understanding the way that they're going into this game. If they like, I looked at that, I was like, what am I even looking at? I'm
There's
laying
a
it
few of
down.
those today. We've
I'm
got a few of
laying
them.
it down. I am laying it down. And I can't say this enough. If you aren't taking Breece Hall this week, you snooze, you lose, man.
Yeah.
Breece Hall, over 40 yards rushing. Like, mind blown. Over 40 yards rushing. And give me the longest rush, whatever the heck that is. And give me parlay all three. Give me the 15 receiving yards too.
And the
All
scrimmage.
three.
Wow.
Just give me the three. Just give me the three. Okay. Your turn.
He opened at 48 and a half and it's gone down to 45 and a half. People are betting that number down.
Who are you nuts? Like, are you nuts? What world do I live in right now?
Just wanted to finish on that. Okay. I had one that I wanted to open with, but while we're talking about undervalued running backs, yours is a primary running back. Mine's now a backup running back. But I'm looking at this Bucks Falcons game, and I don't often like betting the divisional matchups, but Rachaad White, I don't know if you've seen his number, Sully. He's getting 18 and a half rushing yards.
Rushing 18 and a half rushing yards. What, does the world think that Bucky Irving's going to stay in the game the whole game? Like, what do they think that Rachaad White's going to get 4 touches? Like, what?
Even if you believe that Bucky Irving has taken over this backfield, which is true, he is the current listed RB1 on the depth chart, and I'm absolutely happy with that. In the last 4 games of last year, he got 19 carries, 20 carries, 16 carries, and 15 carries. He made the most of it. But that didn't take away from Rachaad White in the last
He's still getting 8
of the season where, in week 14, Rachaad White got 17 carries for 90 yards, 15 carries for 64. The next.
That was towards the end of the season going into playoffs, though. So, like, what? Look back. Look at, like, week 8, 9. What did he have at, like, week 8, 9?
Back in week 8, 9, 29 yards, 19 yards against the Chiefs. Okay, that was his worst number for the entire season. 49, 72, 40, and 31.
That's what I'm saying, because they got the flashy toy at that point and they wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah.
So now you still have that flashy toy. That would be my floor. That's why I said that. That would be my floor mentally for going into the season. I'm thinking, okay, so that is when they were at the peak. Let's see what Bucky's got.
Yeah.
Now you know what Bucky's got, and you're concerned if Bucky gets injured, so you are going to take your foot off the pedal. You need to make sure that if you are playoff bound, that you rest this player accordingly. Now, week 1, you're probably going to give Bucky a little more juice, but
for sure.
I will say that doesn't mean that Rachaad White won't get his touches. My expectation is Rachaad White gets 7 to 8 touches. Now, you do the math on his averages over his entire career. How many yards per rush?
Let's say he gets 70. He needs basically
over
2.2 yards per carry.
Yeah, is it over 2.5?
Is what we're asking.
Yes. Yes, it's over 2.5.
I mean, just the other thing to consider in this matchup as well is the last 3 Bucks Falcons games have been absolute shootouts as well. And I'm not sure, like, say what you will about the Bucks front 4. The Falcons front 4 is very gettable, and they always have been. They've been one of the weakest D lines for a long, long time. They're trusting in Arnold Ebiketie, who's been around for ages. They're like Leonard Floyd, who's come over from San Francisco in recent years. Brandon Dorlus. There's no star-studded names. Even their linebackers, like think about Caden Ellis or Divine Diablo, like they have no premier. Like who are you scared of? I just read out you a bunch of names. Are you scared of any of them?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want any of them chasing me outside. I wouldn't want to walk out of my house and see one of those guys running at me.
NFL football
but if I'm Rachaad White, was top tier running back, still getting 7 to 8 carries a game. Am I going to be threatened by that? No. And if I'm the offensive coordinator, which is the most important thing, am I going to be threatened by that? No. If anything, I'm going to try and exploit it. So I didn't even look down this crevice, John. This is a crack that you found here that I didn't even think about it. And I will tell you, that I am in full support of this. This makes way more sense than it should to me right now.
Yeah. Just a
What
couple,
the disrespect?
just
The
a couple more
disrespect.
for you. The Falcons' run defense last season were one of the worst in the league. They allowed 120 rushing yards per game. They allowed
Yeah,
4.5 yards per carry last
which is
season.
wild. So 4.5 yards per carry.
Yeah.
So in order for Rachaad White, so if you take that average, okay, even if you sit here and you go, Rachaad White's a bum, that guy not, he can't run that. Okay, is it more than 2.5?
He'd basically need 5 carries to hit that and smash it,
Like what?
which I think
Yeah,
he's going to
okay,
get.
let's do it.
The
Hey,
other thing about
I'm
Rachaad
with you.
White,
I'm with you. Let's go.
yeah,
I got
thank
that's
you.
but Rachaad
Because that
White
didn't
torch.
happen
Let's
much
go.
last season. That didn't happen much last
Rachaad White
season.
torch. Let's go.
Let's go, buddy.
Heck yeah.
This is it. I'm going to lock
Heck
it in.
yeah.
Rachaad White over 18 and a half
I'm in.
rushing yards.
I'm in. What are his rushing attempts at?
Let's have a look. His rushing attempts are 3.5.
So 4. They got him for 4.
4 rushing attempts.
Okay. Who else is running the football?
They got Bucky for 16 and a half attempts. They got Bucky for 71 and a half rushing yards. This is again, fantasy football has
Do
just
they think Sean
taken
Tucker?
over.
Do they think Sean Tucker's gonna be he might get 3 touches?
He might. But these two teams, like I said at the start, they play each other really hard. It's a really high scoring game. There will be plays in this game for everyone.
Especially if they start airing it out, which I don't actually think they are. I honestly don't see this game going that way. I haven't put much thought into this game. I kind of just skipped past it. Like I had no interest in it. But now hearing this and thinking about this, like I truly don't believe that this game's going to be a shootout. I
No.
don't. I think they're going to take their shots. But you got to think about this from Tampa's perspective. You've got some like no Chris Godwin, and are you going to be
No Jalen.
like
McMillan.
yeah, no McMillan. Where are these air yards? Like the air yards are going to be there, but
Yeah.
like where are the deep shots? The trust. You have to consider this. This is game 1. You're trying to set a tone for your team. You want to make smart decisions, not stupid decisions. And I will tell you that in week 1, a stupid decision when you don't have rapport and trust with your receivers would just to be nuke the ball down the field constantly. So that tells me that they're going to run more. And if they're running more, is it going to Bucky? What is Baker Mayfield going to run? Like
He did a little bit last year, but not
rushes?
so much.
What was the lowest amount that Rachaad White rushed for last year?
So I can tell you that the lowest amount was 3 rushes. That happened once in week 16.
Week 16.
That game I brought up in week 9, that was it. Other than that, he always rushed for more than that.
What was his average? 7, 8?
Hard to say his average. Look, from the bye onwards, so week 12 onwards, he was doing 12 rushes a game, 11 rushes a game, 17 and 15 rushes a game.
Okay. 3.5. Do you think that the Rachaad White's just old? Like he just sucks?
That's
like,
why I saw it, man. He, and even if you want to like play the fantasy football angle, he finished as a top 24 running back last year. What kind of top 24 running back again is going to have
3.5 rushes?
3.5 rushes.
What, like,
it just doesn't,
like,
doesn't happen.
Does somebody know something that I don't? Like, I don't pay attention to the Bucks. Like, did he lose a big toe? Did he? Like, what happened? Did he break an ankle? Like, what?
Man.
No, he's not on the injury report.
Like Rachaad White, he's 6 foot 214 pounds. So he's a decent sized running back. Bucky is 5'10", 195. I think people forget even though he's
shifty, though.
He's an outlier talent, and I get that, but he's still a small running back, and
he reminds me so much of Le'Veon Bell, though. He reminds me so much of Lev Bell. Like, just the patience and, like, he's got that flow when he's hitting the holes. Like, he'll slow up just to speed, like, slow down just to speed up. Like, that doesn't come often. Bucky Irving is a talent, man. But that doesn't mean that Rachaad White sucks.
Exactly. All right, so
what is going on here?
That's
okay.
I thought you'd like that one.
That is ridiculous. I didn't even bark. I didn't bark up that tree at all.
That's why I punch in all these numbers, because sometimes I punch them in. I'm like, that can't be right.
This is what? Like, there were a couple times last year, like like D-Hop for 3 catches. Like, you
Oh, that
remember
was
that?
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. 3.5
You remember that?
receptions. Yeah.
Oh no,
I
it's
was like,
three and a half. 3.5. He had 7 or 8 that game,
yeah,
and it was like, can you not see that this is a Will Levis
yeah,
has to throw the ball here? Like, he has no choice,
yeah,
and the coaches are gonna hang him out to dry. Like, you have to understand the game script when you get into these games, and
yeah.
like, does Vegas turn and just follow like the Dungeons and Dragons crew of fantasy football that make these ridiculous
I don't
assumptions
know,
of
man.
players?
But you know what? This is what I love about week one. And this is, like it's a lot harder to bet in the second half of the football season than it is the first half. If you remember, like my week two especially is quite good. Week one is
Oh
quite
yeah.
good as well. So we just got to take advantage of these while we can.
All the way to
I got
week
more. I got more.
all the way to week 4. I just run the table, right?
Yeah.
Like, since we've been doing this,
Yeah.
since I've been doing this, I don't even know if I've ever had a week 4 that I didn't cash. Like,
Do
all
you
the way to
remember
week 4.
my week two? I'm something in the last 3 seasons. I'm something like 20 and like one wrong.
I
Week
know,
two
it's
is always
ridiculous.
my just gift is my gift to everyone. I don't know why I can just
I,
smash week two.
I feel like if you just take those first 2 picks that we just made and you just made a parlay of those 2 things, you will be friggin' rich.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
I think
rich.
so. We're gonna put it on.
Holy moly. Okay. Rachaad White, that might be the pick that you blew my mind with that.
I'm not
Three and
done.
a half rushing attempts?
I'm not
Like,
done.
3.5, John. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay, I have one. I have one here. I just, first and foremost, I want to hear your thoughts on what the heck the Indianapolis Colts are doing.
Oh my god! Are we
What the
talking
fuck
about
are they
this
doing?
game? This looks like there's
Yeah,
a lot of good games on the slate. This one looks terrible.
but this is the one that you bet on because it's so terrible that the refs, like, nothing's getting fixed here. There is no
Okay.
there is no there this is going to be one of the cleanest, most pure crappy games of football you've ever seen in your entire life.
I got no idea
It's
where
going
you're
to be the
going here.
worst. It's going to be one of the worst. But that's perfect. I just want to know your thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts first before I get into my pick.
Um, Gee, look, are they going to finish last in the division?
Yes.
There's a lot of bad teams in that division.
No. No, they're definitely the worst. They're
Okay.
okay. I don't know. The Titans are real bad too.
Titans could be good though.
No,
This is what I mean.
absolutely
The
not.
Jacksonville could be bad. They could be good. Who
No,
knows?
you got Brian Thomas Jr. Fine.
Okay.
That
Okay.
kid can ball.
Well, I'm glad you said that because he's coming up.
Anyway, go
Good.
go on, go on. I want to hear more thoughts about the Colts. Tell me about what you think that they just did at quarterback, and tell me what you think the implications are on the entire team and the organization and the fan base for the decision that they made.
Oh man, I like honestly, I think they made the right decision.
I mean, it was like picking. It's honestly like picking a
I
rotten apple or from a rotten orange. Like, it's
Yeah.
like you're either way you're screwed. But
What do you want? Do you want shit or do you want the other shit? Like which shit do you
yeah,
want?
yeah. What brand of shit do you want for your organization? And this is
Yeah.
no slight. Honestly, it is a slight to Daniel Jones. But I'm telling you one thing about Daniel Jones from watching, like, the New York Giants scored 6 points or less, like, a handful of times last year.
Sure.
I don't even know how many. I don't know what the actual number is, but it's somewhere around there. And
Yeah.
if it's not 6 or less, they was 12 or less.
Yeah.
That team could not move the football. What makes you think that Daniel Jones all of a sudden is going to come out and start performing? What makes you think that?
Look, this is the one matchup I've stayed away from because I just cannot get a read on it. And the thing about Daniel Jones is I don't know what they're doing because everyone's job's on the line there in Indianapolis.
Well, this is everyone's job's on the line. So this is now this is the layer that I'm getting to.
Yeah.
So Daniel Jones is not known for just coming out and hucking a football, right?
Sure.
He's not. What's he known for?
He's known for running the ball and getting to about 80 yards and falling over.
Well, I mean, yeah, if we're going to talk about his claim to fame, but I think more importantly, what he's known for is making one read,
Yeah.
and that read isn't open, and he takes his option.
And he takes off.
And
Yeah.
that is what has stymied that is what stymied the Giants last year. It was the inability to move the ball past 10 yards. But what does that mean for the players that stay behind 10 yards? And here
are you looking at the line of scrimmage?
I am looking at Tyler Warren.
Okay, here we go.
I'm looking at Tyler Warren, and if I'm the coaching staff, you have a shining star there. And I don't know how much anybody that's listening knows about this player, but I will tell you that this is a dynamic athlete that is capable of. He is a hot commodity, and I think that this player is going to be one of the premier tight ends slash multi-positioned talents in the league. And mark my words, he will be a household name for Indianapolis Colts fans.
For sure.
He will be. Unless he gets injured. Which, you just hope that this guy gets the career that he deserves, because that is a fantastic football player. And I will tell you that Daniel Jones needs security, and he's going to need it bad in this game, especially to establish a tone for the organization. If do you think that the Colts organization is looking at this season like it's a Super Bowl winning season? No, they're definitely not.
They're looking at like they want to keep their jobs, and they
want to keep their jobs.
You're not
going to tank. They're too prideful of an organization to tank. I can't see them tanking. What do you think would be a successful season for the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, they got to make playoffs, man. They've got to take it to the other teams in the division at least.
I think 5 wins is a success for the Colts this year. I think 5 wins.
That's a low bar.
It is, but I think that would be considered a success. Like I personally,
really, I think you got to. No, I think you got to push it a little bit more. They've been doing this dance for a long time. Think about all the different quarterbacks they've had.
Look, I've been wrong before.
Let's go. Like Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Gardner Minshew, Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson.
I was just about to admit one of my largest faults of sports betting. There was the season that the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles and Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I predicted them that season to only have 5 wins. So maybe the Colts could pull one of those. But hey, why don't we just sit here and look at Daniel Jones and look at the tape and look at the numbers and look at everything that you could possibly imagine? That, like, look at every single skill the man possesses. Yeah. And this sounds awful because I'm sure Daniel Jones is a really good guy. He looks like you could crush a couple beers with him. But I'm telling you right now that the only people that are going to benefit in this offense are the players that are closest to him. That's who's going to benefit. They're going to eat. They're going to get, like, the receptions are still going to be there. There's still going to be 20 completions in a game. Just how far down the field are they going? So I saw Tyler Warren sitting there for 2 receptions.
All right. That's not what I've got, but let's hear it.
Is he there for what do you got there?
3.5.
So he's moved up. So I saw this last week when I was looking. So even at 3.5.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move it down to 3. I'm gonna take him at 3. And that's going to be a parlay play. I'm going to juice it then. I'm going to add it to Breece Hall and to Rachaad White there. Yeah. But I'm taking Tyler Warren for 3 catches.
Scares me in his first game, man. This is where these rookies, I've been burned
absolutely not
so many times by
not this one, not
rookies
this rookie
in their first
not
games.
Not this rookie. I'm telling you, lock it up at 2. I felt a lot more comfortable, but I will tell you, and his yardage is probably 25, like a typical tight end, 25, 30.
35.
I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. What I could see is 3 to 4 catches for 20 yards because it's going to be 5 yards. They're going to be he's going to use his strength at the line of scrimmage to get separation. First read, Daniel Jones not there because who's going to get that separation? Who? Name it. Michael Pittman? Is he going to be the one that when when DJ drops back to throw the I don't even know what his percentage was of looks that were deep down the field. Not many. So when he's looking down the field, you need a receiver who's going to get separation early. Josh Downs,
Well,
okay, maybe.
he's the new hotness at the moment, but man,
Yeah.
they want him for 5.5 receptions. I'm thinking of betting the under on that one.
See, I can't do the unders because then it's I'll
He
do
does
that
play
and
out of
then
slot, yeah.
all of a sudden Josh Downs 3 plays in a row. They've got him running underneath and they need it so that they can move the chains and then you're screwed.
Yeah.
But I will say Warren at 3 receptions is
Cool.
add that because even then it's probably what at 3. If you move that line to 3, what's it at like minus 150, 180?
Yeah.
Yeah, so take that, juice up your parlay, stack it into a 2 play or something with what we suggested before. I'm gonna add that 100% all day long. Hey, I'm gonna say this one more time.
Go for it.
Warren, 3 receptions. Just book it.
All right. In his first game, I love to see it. I want to I want to get off that game because there's a lot of good games here. Okay, here's the matchup of the week, Sully. You're gonna love this one.
Mm-hmm.
These two teams, they're almost like star-crossed lovers, even though they play in different conferences. But they draw a lot of parallels. They both had number one picks, former number one picks, who are trying to find greatness at the moment. They both have head coaches who come from the Todd Bowles, Tampa Bay Bucks line of thinking. If you think back to their offensive coordinators, well, one went to make sure that Bryce Young can become a superstar, and the other one has come across to Jacksonville now to save Trevor Lawrence. And I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars playing off for
Oh,
it
yeah.
sounds shit, but hear me out.
I'm gonna listen, and you know what? I look. I'm a truther for the Panthers this year. Do I think they're gonna be good? No. Do I think they're
No,
gonna be exciting and fun to watch?
no.
Finally, I do.
Maybe,
I actually do.
maybe,
I think Tet.
maybe.
I think
Tat will
Tet
be
McMillan's
sick.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And honestly, that frees up some of their other receiving options. Like I think Legette's going to have a great year. I
Yeah.
think they have
I
him
think
on a
Legate will be
futures
better.
bet. Yeah, they have him on a futures bet for 550 yards, and I'm like, you know what? That would be what 30 yards a game. Like I don't see a world in which that doesn't happen. Anyway, go on, do your thing. I think the Panthers are going to be just fine.
I think that there's one player I'm looking at, like, and you touched on this on the intro, where I do sometimes gravitate towards the big stars, but I do it early on in the season because you're never going to get lines like this again. And so I'm looking at the moment, and honestly, I could be looking at any of these plays and any of these matchups, but Brian Thomas Jr. is getting 72 and a half receiving yards, which I know that sounds like a lot, Sully.
It's not.
That
It's not.
that's the lowest that line is going to
Yeah,
be this entire
all
season.
season. Yeah, 100%. He had so many games over 100 yards last year.
Oh,
And like I remember he had a
about to
couple
go through it
completions that were 50-yard completions.
for sure. And it's another player like CeeDee Lamb is sort of the same here, where he's getting 72 and a half as well against the Eagles tomorrow night, and I'm very very into that one as well. But we'll stay on Brian Thomas here. From last season, from week 12 to week 17, Brian Thomas had at least 99 yards per game. So he had 76, 86, 105, 132, 91, and 103. His
That's an
biggest
incredible average.
problem, his biggest problem on this Carolina Panthers defense is probably going to be that he's matched up against JC Horn, who has
Yes.
not been good in a while. But let me read out to you the rest of the back seven for the Panthers here. We've got Nick Scott, who you'd know came over from the Bengals at some point, if you remember. Trevon Moreg, Chow Smith Wade, and a Caleb Evans. Those are the starting safeties and cornerbacks for the
Yeah.
Panthers.
Who do you feel in your gut is better, Brian Thomas Jr. or any of those names?
I'm going to go with Brian Thomas. The other thing is, I'm going to say, even if it's Travis Hunter, I almost don't mind in this spot. 48 and a half
I
receiving
can't.
yards for Travis Hunter. I'm staying off it
Yeah.
because he's a rookie. And like I said, with
Yeah.
Tyler Warren, I've been burned by them. But I just think, man,
I
Brian
just
Thomas is an absolute beast. Here's the other thing is you got to consider. So the Panthers defensive coordinator, Ejiro Evero, he loves to play zone coverage defense. He does it 70% of the time. And Brian Thomas smashes zone coverage defense. He does
Smashes
well
it.
against man as well, but he has a
Like,
13.6 yard A dot against zone coverage.
his ability
Average depth of charted target.
to get separation in between two defenders is
Yeah,
insanity.
it's
And
godly.
Trevor Lawrence has the arm to find him 22 yards down the field, 30 yards down the field in that soft spot. Honestly, Trevor Lawrence isn't a bad quarterback. He makes some bonehead decisions, but I think when you look at that skill of his, do you like remember the like Zay Jones?
Yeah,
Like
he was
you look
eating
at
out on the
yeah,
perimeters.
man, he makes guys like Parker Washington look good.
Yeah,
You know, and it's like I'm telling you, like he has an ability to find to get the ball into soft spots deep down the field. He does.
yeah.
And I mean, that's probably his biggest strength. And I will say that if you're looking at those odds on what Carolina plays as defense, and if they're trying to just build on what they had last year, what is to tell you that they're going to come out in any other zone formation or any other formation other than zone the amount of time that they play? Like you're right.
Exactly.
You are completely correct. And I think that this is the lowest that you will find Brian Thomas Jr.
There's a
My
lot of
gut tells me
stars.
that.
You can talk about like whether it's CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase. There's a lot of them out there this week where it's like this week is the lowest they're going to be. So I just think get them while you can.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm not going to put it on my ticket just because I
It's a high
you know,
note.
I
I
just
know
gotta
you
stick.
won't because this is not what you
I just
gravitate
gotta stick.
towards.
I just gotta stick to my morals, right? But I think honestly, if you want to bet a star player that this week, that is a
Yeah,
stupid low total for a
yeah,
guy that averaged 99 last year and is only getting better.
yeah.
And the rapport and the trust is there. And if you're gonna lean on somebody to try and get a game one win, you're gonna lean on that player. It's not gonna be ETN, that you're leaning on. You're not running that ball a bajillion times. You're gonna try and
Yeah.
find your star player. So I think you're right. You are right, and maybe I will take it. I don't know. If I do, I won't even tell you, just because.
Nah, I know
I'll just
you won't.
I'll just closet
It's
do it.
because it's not like finding greatness. It's more like I'm just trusting that this great player is going to
This is it.
dominate.
This is it. But that's what this is all about, John. That's what this is
Yeah,
all about. And it's about finding it's about finding that soft spot in the line. And this is a soft spot for his lines. And you are right that it will. If you remember my Breece Hall from 2 years ago, when I was like, mark my words, the line will forever be changed. And I was wrong because now we are 2 years later and the line is being disrespected for Breece Hall. But
for sure.
I will say that this is that game for Brian Thomas Jr. You look at that and you go, okay, if you average
Yeah,
99 in what I would call any team, it's a must-win game in week one. You were trying
yeah.
to establish a tone, and that is the best player on the field in that game. In that entire game,
He's going
that's
to
the best player. That is the best
fucking
player on
rock
the
the
field.
Panthers defense. Yeah.
He's gonna crush him. He's gonna crush him.
Like, say what you
I
will about
I
Trevor Lawrence. Brian
yeah.
Thomas is had an insane rookie season. He's about to back it up
I
again.
I could see him getting 117 yards in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
Completely
his
agree.
line was going to be 90. That's what I was like, well, 70. That's very low.
It's very
And he
low.
could do it in two catches.
He could. That's the other thing.
I've seen him do it.
He had 4 games last season of 40 plus or more yards after the catch. Yards
It's
after the
insanity.
catch. After he caught the
After
ball.
the catch. And a lot of that time it didn't even meet contact until the
No.
40 yards. Like that was
Until he was in
literally
the
him
end zone.
finding that seam. It was
Yeah.
him finding that seam. And like I remember like distinctively, I remember like 2 or 3 plays where I was watching and I was like, this guy is a beast. Just an absolute beast. Puts the burner on at the right time. Like we'll show you 70% of his speed and then make his cut, and then there goes the 90 and you're in the dust. You're
Yeah.
gonzo.
Yeah.
I like that pick, John. I think that's a really good pick.
Thank you. I thought you might. I
really,
thought you
really
might.
do.
You're going to hate my last one, but
Well, I'm gonna give you my last one. I'm gonna go with
give me
another.
yours.
I'm gonna
Give
go.
me yours.
I'm gonna go with another tight end. This time we're gonna go over to Russell Wilson over with the Giants.
Oh, fuck.
Um,
Okay. This is
I
pretty filthy.
It is filthy, but you know what? Theo Johnson's gonna get some work.
Fuck, I love
He
Theo
is
Johnson. This is a great call.
man. This is mark my words here. It's not the yardage. He's gonna be a magnet for the ball. Russell Wilson has this tendency to utilize his tight ends a lot, and um, this is a situation where Theo Johnson is a possession tight end,
Yeah.
and you can trust him with the football.
Man, you and the
You can
Penn State tight ends, you're going back to back with them.
love him, love them, man.
I like it.
They're breeding. They're breeding tight
They
ends right
are.
now.
They're becoming a tight end academy. They are.
They are, and I got to tell you that Theo Johnson, that rapport that's being built. I watch a lot. I watch. I'm big Jackson Dart truther.
Yeah,
I was
me too, man.
watching a
Me too.
lot. I was watching a lot of footage from the training camp with the
Yeah.
Giants,
He
and
looks great, man.
one thing stood out to me. Theo Johnson was getting the ball a lot
Yeah.
in camp. Like the check downs, the Russell Wilson check downs are a real thing, and it's a moon ball or it's 4 yards. And Theo Johnson, give me 3 receptions. Just give me three
The line
receptions
is
for Theo
25
Johnson.
and a half receiving yards or 2.5 receptions. So
Give me
three
the three. Give me the three.
is
Give me the
right
three
there.
receptions. Yeah,
That's a
it's
nice
right there.
number.
Just give that to me. Give that to me. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he finished with 20 yards or 21 yards on
Yeah.
3 or 4 receptions. I don't know if the yardage is going to be there. He's not the type of player that you really want to have him run the seam, but he is the type that on third down, you need somebody to make a completion. If you recall last year where Daniel Jones towards the end of the season when that rapport was starting to be built with Johnson,
Mm.
man, like towards the end of the games, Theo Johnson would have no catches going into the fourth quarter, and then he would get 4 or 5 catches in the fourth quarter alone
Yeah.
because it's when the game was on the line and you needed to move the chains and you had to keep the ball moving. He was a dependable, very dependable option. And now he said it himself. I watched an interview. He said the rapport that he has here is way different than the rapport that he has had with previous quarterbacks, not mentioning any names. And no jumps. Um,
We just talked about.
yeah.
The
But
other
but I
thing
will,
about
but I
this,
will, yeah.
I know we don't talk about sides and totals, man, but the other thing is the Giants are catching 6.5 points in this spot. The Commanders are minus 6.5 to win the game. That has
The
not happened
Commanders are taking
between
a step back. They're taking a
that
step back.
that result has not happened between these two teams in a long, long time. So there's no
Yeah.
reason to think it's going to happen now
Divisional.
unless it is divisional. But that's what I mean. It's going to be closer than you think.
Tight.
I think, and I'm actually a little bit higher on the Giants than I think most people are because I think their defense
Me
is going
too.
to be sick. And I think
They
Jackson
are
Dart's
they
going to
are
be good.
looking good.
They've got Malik Neighbors, they've got Cam Scatterboo, they've got Theo Johnson. Like they've got their players at each position. I'm into them.
Cam is one of those guys that if he stays healthy, that is going to be a generational New York
Yeah.
Giant franchise player. Like
Yeah.
you see his skill set, and he is the
And
type
keep
of guy
going.
that
Keep
you just
talking.
can't not love. But yeah, anyway, Theo Johnson, 3 receptions. It's a no-brainer to me. An absolute no-brainer. Yeah, and I mean
Love it.
that rounds out like the picks that I truly do love, but I will tell you that I caught Aaron Rodgers for one passing touchdown
Mm,
it was at minus
no
200 when
way.
I caught it.
No
Yeah.
way.
One passing touchdown. I'm adding a couple here to the end that I'm like I
Yeah, yeah,
like,
go.
but
Go
if
through.
you know, but I will say, and who do I believe that that's going to go to? I think that the rapport with DK Metcalf is fantastic. DK Metcalf is due for a year. I think this is probably going to be one of his career best, but uh, really tough to say. He had a couple really good years in Seattle, but that rapport and the way that Aaron Rodgers plays, you put it up to a big body. Aaron Rodgers knows how to put the ball exactly where he needs to. That's his skill set, and I can't see DK not eating. I saw an alternate line for him at 50 yards. And between Aaron Rodgers throwing a touchdown and DK Metcalf at 50 yards, I think if you're going to stack any Steelers for this game, that feels ludicrously low. I don't know if you heard me there, John.
I did. I was listening. I just uh it, Look, the Jets and the Steelers, I need to see this game first because there's a lot of narratives and storylines in the
No,
game.
50 yards for DK Metcalf is another one of those ones that it's like, do you think it's going to get lower than that?
But this thing, I know Russell Wilson, I know DK Metcalf, I know these players very, very innately, and I know that they're very boom and bust. I just like a good rookie, I just need to see it first.
The DK Metcalf's high pointing ability is exactly what Aaron Rodgers needs at this point in his career. He knows his accuracy. If you watched him last year, his problem wasn't his accuracy. It was not his accuracy. He has lost the footing and he's
For
lost
sure.
the step
Yeah.
for the deep bomb. And DK Metcalf doesn't need that. A back shoulder that is a foot over the defender. Now, Metcalf, 50 yards. I think that is going to be a pretty dependable third down option. The way that I
All right.
see that offense going, I like Calvin Austin will work the inside pretty good. He's so fast. I could see him getting those quick slants that Rodgers loves to throw, the slant and seam, like the what do they call them? Slugos?
Is that what they call
The
them?
the slant go, like right off the line, boom, take the hit and then turn for a go. And yeah, I mean, I think Calvin Austin's gonna get a few his fair share of those. I don't know if it's gonna happen game one, but it probably will. I could see Calvin Austin getting 30 yards here, no
I
problem.
like
But
Calvin Austin as well. A couple of tight ends,
yeah,
brought in Johnny Smith as well. We'll see what happens there.
yeah, I just know how Aaron Rodgers plays. I've watched enough Aaron Rodgers over the years, and that back shoulder with DK, I'll be damned if it doesn't happen in the end zone this game. I'll be damned.
All right, let me jump to my final pick here. I'll give you a little appetizer that this is not my pick, but I'm kind of into this as well. I've seen James Cook in the Sunday Night Football game, the Bills and the Ravens, getting 1.5 receptions. So he just needs the two catches in that game. And for a team that passes the ball on average about 24 times a game, for the completions. I'm into that number as well. But here's where it gets
Mhm.
gross, Sully. Here's where you will. I don't expect you to be on board with this one.
Okay.
You know me. I'm a Caleb Williams truther.
Hey, I got nothing against Caleb Williams.
You did have the famous quote that we've used a couple of times for our social media marketing of the "I don't see it. I don't see
I
it."
don't. That doesn't mean that I have anything against him. What I'm saying is, did I believe that he was worth the first overall pick?
Yeah,
No.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Look, here's the thing: is so the Monday Night Football game. They're at Soldier Field. They're in Chicago. Bears taking on the Vikings.
Hmm.
We talked about the Commanders taking a step back. I think the other team here that's going to take a step back this season is the Vikings. And I know you're saying,
Me
well,
too.
now they got JJ McCarthy where they didn't have him before they
No.
had Sam Darnold. But
Do
man,
do you believe in do you believe in JJ McCarthy over Sam Darnold?
I need to see it first. I think a lot of people, and if you look at like a lot of the lines, JJ McCarthy's getting more like futures totals for passing yards. He's getting more than like Caleb Williams. He's up there with like Josh Allen. He's like
That's
in that sort
impossible.
of
No,
range.
it's not
It's not going to
impossible.
happen.
It's not
Had we done our
impossible, but
futures,
it's not going to happen.
had we done our futures show, which we didn't
The
get to,
under.
but had we done, he was catching like 3,500 passing yards, and I'm
That's
just like
ridiculous.
under. That
So
was going to
so
be
so I will ask this. If you were to look at a clock here and you were to go back and you were to say, if you were going to make a bet on who would have more passing yards in their first year, Drake May or JJ McCarthy, what do you think? Drake May is a better quarterback than JJ McCarthy?
100%. I do, and I'm still high. This isn't like JJ McCarthy slander, but at Michigan, JJ McCarthy was used very sparingly. Like
Oh
it
yeah,
was the
he was a,
run
he
game
was a
there.
manager. He was a manager,
Meanwhile,
and
Drake May was torching
slinging,
teams at North
slinging,
Carolina.
and all what I'm trying to get at is, what did Drake May finish with in his rookie season? He was
What
like
did he finish with?
2,000. I don't even. It was
He
sub
came in about
3,000.
week. He came in about week 8.
Well, I mean, if you were to look at his full season, was that last year? Was his rookie year?
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like his full season trajectory,
he was like
if you
two
stat it
two
out,
thousand. The trajectory was sub 3,000.
yeah,
So if you look at that, it's sub 3,000. Like
yeah.
You think JJ McCarthy
I mean,
is going to
Caleb
come in? What,
Williams
just because you
was,
think Justin Jefferson's good? Like, I don't understand. Where do you think that those
yeah, I think
yards?
Justin Jefferson seems to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. Anyway, this is not a JJ McCarthy prop, but I will say Caleb Williams last season 3,541 passing yards,
Mhm.
20 touchdowns,
He's
six
only getting
interceptions.
better. He's only
You
getting better
forget
this year.
about that. He in this game is catching 216 and a half passing yards. Now let's think
Yeah.
about the weapons that he's got now, as well as Ben Johnson. So there's
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore and Roma Dunze going to stay there. Luther Burden's comes in. Cole Kmet's
Mm-hmm.
still there, but also Colston Loveland's coming in with DeAndre Swift in the passing game as well. I just think there's so many options here for Caleb Williams. And I was
Yep.
very lucky, and I talked about James Cook before with the 1.5 receptions, that DeAndre Swift as well earlier last week was getting 1.5 receptions, which I definitely took the over there. It's now up to 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
I wouldn't like it at 2.5, but at 1.5, holy moly, you
well,
better get
here's
on that.
you say that, but here's the thing. So the Vikings defense, you've got to think about Brian Flores is the defensive coordinator, and he blitzes at an absolutely insane rate. And what that meant last season when the Bears played the Vikings was Caleb was getting blitzed a shit ton, and he was checking it down a shit ton as well in those games. And the
Yeah, I
beneficiary of
think
that
it
was DeAndre Swift.
honestly, the best way, if you have that many weapons, the best way to combat the blitzes are to go, it's to go empty and
Yeah,
invite the blitz.
yeah,
Invite the blitz.
yeah.
Let it in, and but then you know what that means. That means now that there is one or two less people that are guarded in the backfield. If you're sending the backers, if you're sending the outside linebackers, and you don't have enough players to cover, you don't. If you go empty, you don't have enough play. There's somebody that's going to be open. You just need to trust that Caleb's able to get the ball out.
And
This is the thing that Joe Burrow, that Bengals finally figured out
yeah.
when Burrow was getting sacked a shit ton. Stop depending on your offensive line. Invite it. Let it get there quick. Let Burrow make the smart decision.
And this is where my gut pick comes in. So if we look at Caleb Williams last season against the Vikings, I mean, he was throwing the ball a ton. He had okay, so in his week 15 game against the Vikings, this was at Minnesota, he had 31 passing attempts. He only had 18 completions for 191 passing yards. So pretty bad there, but I think that they might have figured him out. But in week 12, he was 47 pass attempts, 32 completions, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, 260 feels right here. Like 250, 260 in this game feels
He's
right.
getting 216 passing
Yeah,
yards is all you have to bet.
That's a great pick, John.
You know me.
That's a great
Look,
pick.
I'm biased. I'm a Caleb truther, and I believe he's going to be good. I think he's about to torch the league.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about
Whether
that.
you want to go,
But
whether you
yeah,
believe that or
yeah.
not, I think we can agree.
He's gonna be better than he was last year.
He's going to be better than 216 and a half passing yards.
Yeah, and that is the most important thing. It has nothing to do with feelings about Caleb Williams. It is he going to be better than 216 yards in this game? John, I do believe that he is. So I think that that's a great pick. There's a really ugly one as well, and this just goes to the guys in our fantasy football league.
Hell yeah, go. Oh, yes.
I saw an alternate line for Rattler at 150 yards.
He's getting peanuts, man. 187 and a half is his line.
I saw an alternate line that was still profitable if you wanted to add it was still in the minus 200s. If you
God.
wanted to add that to a parlay to juice your parlay
Do you
at
think that
150 yards?
do you think that he'll throw a passing touchdown against the Arizona Cardinals?
Yes.
Well,
He's
then
getting a
you can
passing
bet it.
touchdown.
You can bet
He's
it.
getting he's getting a passing touchdown and he's getting over 150 yards. In a
I also low
the
key like,
disrespect for
yeah,
this player is out of control. And
it is.
even when they drafted Shuck, like
Yeah,
everybody's like, oh yeah, like there's no way there's about a 0% chance. Like right away, even on Sleeper app, like that as soon as they drafted Shuck, they moved Shuck to QB1.
yeah,
Like the disrespect that you have for the
I
guy who
know.
literally just finished the season and played well. Fourth
Played well.
quarter was
Yeah,
playing well. Like you got to understand that being chucked into football without knowing a playbook, thinking that you're the emergency number 3 quarterback. So you can imagine your mental preparation, and especially think about that kid. He's a kid. Think about what he's gone through. When he jumped in as the emergency quarterback 3, I was like, this is from number 3 to number 1. There are not many people on this planet that are going to be able to seize that opportunity and come out and ball, like just ball. Like you need time. And especially Rattler, when you look at his play style, he needs time.
Yeah.
Now, I believe he has had the time. I think you're going to be very surprised with his performances this year. I don't think he's going to be a star, but I think you're going to be really surprised that I think he's going to have multiple games well over 200 yards, like in the vicinity of 240, 250 yards. I wouldn't be surprised by mid-season his line moves up to 220, 227 that you start seeing it at. They have the weapons. He has the options, and the playbook allows him to get many yards from scrimmage, not deep. And they got probably one of the best go ball receivers in the league in Shaheed. You can't tell me that Shaheed's not going to get 50 to 60 yards. They're gonna try it constantly.
Dude,
and if
honestly,
figure it out.
I love both these receivers lines, man. Chris Olave is getting 44.5 receiving yards. I like
the
that.
Disrespect for Chris Olave. That's wild.
It's insane.
It's more Spencer Rattler disrespect than it is Olave, I think.
Rashid Shaheed, 33.5 receiving yards as well.
That's ridiculous.
I prefer
one
the
catch.
Olave line. Yeah.
One catch for Shaheed. Like, do you know how many times there were games where he did it 3 times in a game? Split the seam, straight up the middle. It's like, how do you not see this guy burning past you?
Yeah.
There was a couple games where he had like 100 and something yards. Each one of those completions were 30 plus.
Yeah.
I thought to myself every time the app went off, I was like, 37-yard completion for Shaheed. I'm like, again? Who? Again?
Nah, I'm sneaking on it as well.
Anyway.
It's a great pick.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done. I'm out of picks.
I'm done too, man. Great first episode. John,
That's it.
It just fucking feels good to be back, buddy.
Man, it's good to be back talking ball. I can't wait to watch those picks come into fruition as well.
I'm so horny for football. I'm so fucking horny for football.
He says as he gazes off into the distance.
Just, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You know, it's so fucking beautiful. Anyway, John, I really look forward to the season kicking off tonight. This game tonight. It's
gonna be amazing.
Just before you're gone, just give me your one pick. I think you said it. You said CD. If you're gonna take one thing tonight,
I've got a better one.
Somebody to take one thing.
I've got a better one. It's actually Jalen Hurts over 210.5 passing yards, which is going down even as we speak. It's just insane. The connection between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, I don't think people quite understand. And I think that this Cowboys defense, they're not going to be able to get pressure anymore without Micah Parsons. And Trayvon Diggs is a flash in the pan a few years ago. They just paid Deron Bland. These guys are not star corners. I think AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are going to destroy them.
I think you're right. My pick is Javonte Williams for 2 receptions. Anyway.
Oh, man. I like Javonte Williams. Not in this game, but going forward after this. And he's going to be in a couple of my lineups.
Yeah, I like him for 2 receptions. I think that's a really safe score today.
Love it. Love it.
Johnny, hey, go to bed. I'm going to go start my day. I feel like you all of a sudden. How the table
turns.
Now
you go about your day.
Yeah, I'm going to go about my day. All right, have a good one, brother. I love you.
I did.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly. In Australia, phone 1-800-858-858 for free and confidential support. In Canada, learn about safer play at Know the Risks from the Responsible Gambling Council at knowtherisks.ca. In America, must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Colorado, gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Connecticut, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia, call 1-800 1-800-GAMBLER. In Indiana, gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Kansas, gambling problem, getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. Louisiana, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-770-STOP. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start or call 1-800-GAM-1234. In Michigan, gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. In New York, for help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Tennessee, gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. Wyoming, gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Prop Nation betting show is for entertainment purposes only and should in no way be considered financial advice.